So the London Borough of Redbridge housing department had received a housing application emergency for someone who was staying at the 27 Rabinia Close, was pregnant and needed a bigger room, was not working, was not paying rent, and therefore she was supposed to be housed immediately. She wasn't, and they used her to damage the property, her and her boyfriend, and then they accused my sister of and her husband of not having a license. This was dealt with by the Barkingside Magistrates Court in 2011. They were convicted and fined £10,000 on appeal. That there was no law. There's no law that requires them to have a license at that property. On appeal before Judge Camille at the Snaresbrook Crown Court in January 2012, the fine was doubled to over £20,000, and this was appealed on Form NG by the end of January 2012, and on the grounds. And there was a preliminary application that there was no law and this should not go ahead. They went ahead without law. Judge Camille and two other lay people, they were warned that my sister was ill. She's got a condition. She became seriously ill. She gets low blood pressure. She gets cold. She has involuntary movements, and she had to be hospitalized during this fake trial with these fake proceedings, and the Judge Camille doubled the fine to over 20,000. Sorry, then it went ahead. The High Court said it should go ahead, and they didn't even care that it was without law. There was judicial review before Judge Cranston. He didn't care that there was no law. He said, well, they must be right, because otherwise why would they do this? The police and the local authority must be right, otherwise they wouldn't do that. So that was his attitude, and then it went to trial, and my sister was ill, and then it was doubled the fine, and we put in a Form NG we have to do that to the Snaresbrook Crown Court. That bundle they gave to Judge Camille, she was not returning it. It's gone missing. They're supposed to process it within 48 hours. It still hasn't got to where it's meant to go to, and they keep wanting this money. In September, when they issued these various things, I went before Judge Kemp, District Judge Kemp at Barkingside Court, and informed him that there was no law. This was fraudulent. There was no. This was not due because there's an appeal pending. He said he was going to arrest me because they were not there. I said, where are they? Bring them here, or I'm going to arrest you. I was threatened with arrest. I left the building, and there was nothing. And then 2 weeks ago, I reported a fraud. There's been fraud against my sister by her solicitors, Kenneth Elliott and Rowe. There's been fraud against her by other solicitors who've dealt with her personal injury claim when she was injured, severely injured, with her seat belted and hit from behind, and her head hit the roof, so she had a hangman's noose stretch on her neck, causing annular tears in her neck and back, and a clot in her brain. And so when she was arrested on the 25th of May, on my birthday and her late baby's birthday, 14th birthday, my 55th birthday, she was told that it was for her welfare. She said, I'm well, through the door, nothing to worry about, I'm safe and well. And they smashed the door and put her in handcuffs straight away. This was not welfare. She had not committed any crime. She asked for the papers. There was no warrant, nothing. There was my elderly mother there, and they had jumped over the fence from the neighbour's garden and appeared in the back window, scaring them, and not explaining what they were doing there. And my sister was kept in a van with her handcuffs behind her back for 2 hours. This is with 2 spinal injuries and involuntary movements. And the inspector told her, when her leg was kicking, she said, behave yourself. She told my sister very condescending remarks. about her condition, that she was cold. She was freezing cold. It was 5 degrees. What they're doing is, and my brother-in-law has also got circulation problems. He was also put in a freezing cold room. They are actually. My sister said she would have died if she wouldn't have lasted the night. In the Bexley Heath police station, she was held there between the hours of 11 a.m. and 10 p.m. when she came home, and totally without any law, without any papers. And the 2 police officers were had no papers. They said they didn't need her papers to break in and to arrest her. They said the same to my brother-in-law. There's no paperwork. They said it's a control room. And so this is my affidavit. I'm Neelu Berry of 3 Peel Drive, IG5 0JR. This is my affidavit that the police in this country are being misinformed and they're being told lies on the basis of need-to-know basis for a predetermination arrests on individuals that are being targeted by the state on grounds that they're either on benefits or that they have wealth and equity, that they want their assets recirculated to make an economy in this country. The same goes for the health service. They are making people sick with pharmaceuticals to keep the pharmaceutical industry going, which is again at the expense of the individual. So all the public officers involved have not done any public service under their oath of office. They're acting outside the oath of office. If they themselves do not ensure they have the paperwork, they will be liable to any charge that a pertinent individual feels that they've perpetrated into a contract of a fine to them, and they need to then, in order to get out of that liability, they need to take action against those who gave them the orders to do these things. Whether it's a control room, they have to find the individual who has done this. Now, this is under the Uniform Commercial Code. That's 1308 and 3508. The Uniform Commercial Code, a commercial maritime lien, is being issued to public officers acting outside the oath of office. First, it starts with a formal notice of claim, and then you give them an opportunity to stop, cease and desist. You issue them with cease and desist. If they continue with that, you give them various opportunities. But in an emergency, you can do it straight away, because if their life is in danger, like in my sister's case it was, they refused to admit that they'd done wrong. They refused to find a remedy. That they knew that she was severely disabled. She was not taken good care of. They did not have the resources. They switched her buzzer off. She was repeatedly asking for clothes because she was taken without her clothes. It was very cold in the room. And this is what they're doing. You cannot measure coldness in a room. So they're freezing people to death in these police stations. There are no criminals for them to find to keep their jobs, so they're inventing them from the victims. That is a very serious, urgent situation where people need to understand their rights, their sovereignty, their rights to their divinity, to have these people serve them to their remedies, to assist them. The Queen assists is under oath to God, and they're under oath to God and the Queen, and they're there to serve us. And if they do not do that, we can remove them from office straight away. If they refuse to understand the common laws, if they refuse to abide by their oath of office, we can remove them there and then. I'm Neelu Berry of 3 Peel Drive, IG5 0JR. I give this affidavit for my protection and my family's protection, to inform the public of the crimes being committed on a massive scale, on an industrial scale, as Guy Taylor puts it. So these websites are www.icj13.webs.com, icj2.webs with an s.com, mc1215.webs.com, www.thefarrellreport.net, ukcolumn.org, thebcgroup.org.uk, And then there's the nationallibertyalliance.org, and there is the itccs.org. There's the International Common Law Court of Justice.com. There is the Albion Law Advocates.net. That's Albion spelled Albien. And there is the bishopclimate.org, the bishopclimate.tv. They have a 24-hour prayer line for people to in an emergency, and they are based on 93 Camberwell Station Road. Their phone number, the prayer phone number, is 0207 738 3668 or 0207 738 3476. They're at the Kingdom Church, and they have the TV as well. So this is the army of God. We are here to fix these problems. I have some videos up on YouTube under VPC, that's Victor Papa Charlie 1111, with Patrick Cullinane and Paul Talbot Jenkins. We have we got the evidence of Charlie 7 on the mc1215.webs.com about the London bombings being a fake flag, false flag, media stunt pulled off by the BBC, and various other common law educational material on the nationallibertyalliance.org website for you to join the jury pools for the common law courts of justice in this country, and the international pool with the National Liberty Alliance. So these are the things that you can do. And the icj2.webs.com has that has the jurist handbook for you to go through to empower yourselves to what you can demand, or what people can demand of public services. I'm Neelu Berry. Thank you very much. Bye bye.